Hey guys, Wheaty Waffle here today, and we are back in the city of Westfield. In the last part, we worked on this little suburb. We expanded this train line that now comes from this area of our city all the way up, stops here, keeps moving, stops here, and comes all the way up into the heart of our downtown. I've gotten bit by the bug of trains, and I want to kind of overhaul our train line just a bit. So I'm going to put a picture up on screen right now, and it's going to show you my rough vision for what the train line will look like. Ideally, what I think I want to do is I want to have our green line come from, maybe add an extra stop here somewhere. I'm going to try to figure that out just because this is that huge hill that we've kind of avoided this whole time. But we already have a line here that kind of just dead ends. So I'm wondering if I put in a train station maybe around this area, the train will come all the way down, come over here to the heart of the downtown. We're going to revamp this whole side corridor and instead put in a massive train station and replace this kind of abandoned rail yard that we have. And then we're going to rework basically everything just north here of the highway so that it's a little bit more focused on the trains. We'll re-add the industry and the business, whatever we delete, we'll add it back. But I want to have the green line come from up here, loop all the way around the city, and then come all the way through our suburbs down to our farm area over here. I want to have a red line that will, service whatever we end up putting up here in the north corner of our city. It'll come right on down, cut through our university area, and maybe be a place for our university's stadium to have a good connection to our public transit, loop around this tiny island and come over to Cardona City. And then I want to have a yellow line that comes from the main station. It'll probably be underground, I think, for a good portion of its journey. But then it's going to come out over in this area where we're going to put, I've decided that's where we're going to put our airport. There's going to be a blue line. I'm going to rework some of the industry. I want to move this industry, over this area and just kind of rework the cargo. But I think we'll start with reworking the passenger lines, see how that goes, and then we will think about doing the cargo. Where do I even start? I think the best place to start with all of this is going to be to kind of just delete what we have here and place down the large station. And here's what I'm thinking. I want to use, let's go to hubs. I think it's this one, the multi-platform station. So I think this is going to go right here. So I've got to do a little bit of rework. It's got a subway station in here. So I'm going to put this right here and then we'll be right back once I've kind of reworked this section just a bit. All right, so I've cleared all this out. Let's go ahead and add in, I'm thinking a 2-lane road will probably be fine. Let's do, you want to do a whole block? Yeah, we've got this, well, actually, no, we've got a pretty big train depot to put in here. So let's do 6 units. I think 6 units isn't too bad. And we'll do 6 units over here. And then let's go ahead and rotate this. 4 units, 4 units. 4 units, 4 units. And then we'll bring it straight across. Okay, great. And now let's see, can we fit this in here? We can. It's actually not too bad. It does come back a bit more than I want. So actually, let me just move this up just a touch. Okay, so now we've moved that up. Let's now try to see. Oh, that's much better. Okay, perfect. So we're going to put this right here, right in the heart of the downtown. And we're going to end up putting back all of the different buildings and figure out all that in a second. But I think really we're going to have to delete a lot of this detailing and stuff that we've done just to make sure our city is able to expand and keep growing and help with some of the traffic we're running into. So now that we got that, I think what I'm going to do, just to make this easy on me, is I'm going to go through and actually clear out just everything in this corridor. So all these buildings are going to go. We're going to come along here. I think all of this is going to go. We're already getting a little bit of a train backup, and we'll clear out everything to about this point. So this whole area at Bryant Park is going to be blank. And then once we've gotten the train set up, we'll reintroduce that industry and business. So we've cleared out all of this. Oh my god, it's actually a ton of space we have available here on the edge. I'm surprised I haven't really worked through this yet. So let's go ahead and begin laying down these train lines. So I would love to go ahead. Let's just bring this straight along. We'll do a little editing if we need to in terms of just finessing some of these as we go. So this is going to be our green line. The green line is going to curve up this way and come into this station. So we're going to bring it straight on through. I guess we can keep it flat. It actually makes it underground on its own. Perfect. So we're going to keep that straight along. Keep it straight along here. I like how that works, but the other doesn't. All right, and then we're going to anarchy right through all of this. We're going to drop everything down, but until we get to that, let's actually get rid of these two. There's tons of things I've deleted now in terms of like the subway lines and all of that, so there's going to be a lot to reconnect here in a bit. And we're going to bring this, let's bring this straight along. And then that will determine kind of our curve in this spot. I think if we were to come from here, where is this at? So this is hitting right there. I guess that's a good, there we go. Oh, that's perfect. Nice and smooth. So we have this line coming along and through. Then our red line, I only planned for 3 lines here, but I think the back one could actually be our cargo line. And since expansion is going to be a little bit difficult, I think in this area, we can make this back one our cargo line. We're going to need an additional line to come straight through. So let's go ahead and try to tackle that. The yellow line, we'll put the red right next to the green. Yeah, I think there's no reason not to. And actually, now that I'm seeing how much these guys diverge, let's just fix this. Bring the green line straight on up. We'll bring it straight on up to here. Actually, let's just bring it all the way through. We're going to have to make all these adjustments anyway. Like, might as well just do it right the first time. Okay, and then this, we'll do a little curve here. There we go. All right, so we have that line coming through, and then our red line, excuse me, is going to come all the way up. I think we just run right through for now, and then we'll drop it underground. I think it might just come just underneath of that interchange. And then this Aleutian Flats area, this is also going to have to go. We're going to need to rework this bit. And then somewhere in here will be the stop for that. Then this again will continue right on through and keep going up. So now we've got a little bit of an expansion there that we can build out now that we have the infrastructure set up. So we have this here, which is great, coming right on down. And the red line then is going to keep coming down this way. This is just one of those things I think has to get ugly before it gets pretty again. Okay, so I went ahead, I raised this bit of highway here so that this line could come straight on through. It'll connect to this train station, which will eventually somehow connect into all of this. I think we might rework this parking lot just a bit so that we can also fit a stadium over here somewhere. And then it's going to come on down. I do, in the original plan, kind of switch this up so this station is actually, we have got 2. We ditch this one, and instead we replace it with a station here and a station over here. We're still going to do that, but for now I just wanted to connect it up so I don't get in over my head too far. So we've got this now coming through. I think that looks good. Now what we want to do is also add in one more line. And this last line is going to come straight on through to about here. Actually, it's going to come straight on through to about here. And then I think at this point, this is where this line is going to actually go underground. So we're going to leave it empty for now. But that line is going to go underground and actually kind of shoot right along and through all the way over to here. And then when we get our airport in, it'll connect to our airport. we have everything is situated a bit better. Now what we want to do, I guess I should bring in the cargo line too. So let's grab the cargo line. This area here is our cargo. I think what we're going to do, let's actually reverse this. Let's bring this all the way back. Let's take a cargo line straight out of here. I know it's a little like weird that it's connected to this major terminal, but I think we're going to keep it for now. I like the idea of all this area back here being our train line. So let's actually bring this out. Maybe once more to there. And then we're going to go ahead and just kind of connect this. Turn anarchy off so we get like a nice connection between the two. That is not what I consider a nice connection. Let's bring this down to here. And then let's take this and just curve it. Yeah, there we go. Let's delete this node. And we'll expand this node to here. Make sure it's all the same height. Okay, there we go. And then I need to kind of just work these poles a little bit. Work these pillars. Just make sure they're not intersecting with any of our trains. There we go. This intersection, it's one of like the default game ones, but man, is it a mess. Like if there was ever a road like this, I would not ride on it. I might have to come back and fix that too. All right, so we've got the trains kind of set up. The cargo line is now still separate and it comes to here, blends to there. Let's do the same with these. Let's just for now, I don't think they're going to actually go anywhere. So we're just going to connect them up. There we go. So now we've got our lines. They're kind of beginning to merge. In this area, we actually have them as separate lines because they're going to stay separate. We do need to now begin dealing with the cargo. So let's go ahead and bring that cargo line straight on down. Great. So now we've got our 4 trains coming through. This one here now can go ahead and go underground. It's going to be a bit steep in real life, but that's okay. Now that we have that connected like that, let's go ahead and move the cargo line to connect to here. Okay. So now this train line, now our cargo line is going to be here. The cargo line then needs to actually kind of curve and go this way as well. So I think the best way for me to measure that is going to be to, let's bring this back. Let's bring this straight on through, just like the other one. And let's let it do whatever it feels is right. Or actually, better yet, bring it straight along to right here. At this point, become a bridge. We'll go ahead and adjust all of these to match. There we go. Great. Okay. And then let's set this one to match here. And then let's come back to ground level up to this point. Now, at this point, I need to get this to come underneath. All right, so then this is going to drop down. It's going to come this way. I think we will put a key wall here and just kind of beautify that a bit. This now comes along here as well. I think we're still okay in terms of height. It's a few trees below, but they actually are growing, I think, in decent spots, except for these two. But I think we're going to leave it for now. That's okay with me. This comes along. This will now be our cargo specific line, which is great. It's fully separated from our passenger line. I do want to add in a new train stop. So we're replacing the one we had here with one right here. They're a bit close, but what I want to imagine is that in the heart of the city here, we want to give them more connectivity so that they are able to kind of get on the train as quickly as possible and get off the road. I want to avoid our people considering their cars as much as possible. Okay, so then let's get rid of all of this. Place this right here in the middle. And then let's go ahead and connect this up. It is going to go slope up just a bit so it can connect to this new train line. Let's go ahead and just make this the same height as this one. I think that's okay because then we have this tunnel going down. All right, so we're going to have this new line here. This is going to keep going down this way. It's going to also stay here. Now, I do want to kind of rework this section. All right, so I reworked this section just a bit. We actually moved the cargo line from back here over to this spot. So that way this cargo line has a straight shot once it crosses underneath and goes straight along and come right into this station. And this is going to be our terminus station for this little industrial area. Before it did kind of wiggle its way up here to this cargo section, but I think all of this is actually going to move, if we jump over here, to this side of the highway. Our passenger line currently has this underground transfer, which we don't need anymore. What we really need, let's go ahead and just get rid of all of these underground ones, because this line is now coming through the university. So let's get rid of all of this underground train line. Okay, so now to get this to come across all of this over to this line. All right, so now we have this. Cargo line is good. It's going to end here. This green line is going to come down this way. We don't have to change any of that just yet. Now we have gotten rid of that weird underground thing. So I think what we have to do next is kind of finish up this red line that's coming from here. It's going to eventually come from whatever's over this direction, but it's going to come right through here, underneath this interchange, through this main terminal, straight on down, past this university area where I'm going to put a stadium or something of some kind. Then this is going to come over here, turn. I want it to actually go all the way down this island until about here. We're going to have to rework this section as well as this section so we can fit two matching train stations over here. Okay, so what I've ended up doing, I got a little crazy, but I connected both of these train lines up. So now we have a line that comes from, let's back up here a bit. It comes from our central station, comes all the way down into our university area. Then it's going to cross over the river and it's going to come into this half of this island, so Hickory Isle. And then there's also a stop over here at Madison Township. I tried to keep it pretty level. There's a little hill here, but for the most part, like this is going to be a straight shot, really quick, kind of keep people moving. Then it crosses over the river and it comes over here, stopping at our Old Town area of Cardona City. I do want to kind of alter this a little bit. I think I'm going to move this train station so it's on this back road, and I want to take the train line to come through and have it come and stop over here as well. We're just going to completely delete this line. We're going to delete this road. Are there any buses that stop in this section? Not directly on this area, no. So let's back all of that up, and then let's put the train station on this back road. Again, the reason I'm doing that, I want to be able just to connect straight on in. Okay, so this is going to come right through. This intersection's not ideal, but it's going to be okay. And then what I want to do is I'm actually going to take this train line. Let's see. I want this train line. It's actually got a good elevation already. It might just go right over and bridge, but I want to take it. I want to send it right on through here. And then it's going to curve in this area. So all of this might actually end up going here. All right, so there we go. So we went underneath of this road here, and then we come over to this side, just kind of even things out a bit so that the train can kind of maintain its speed, and put a little bit of a key wall there to block it. And it comes all the way over to this station. Now this can continue further down. I think once we keep building suburbs this direction, it might just be easier to delete the current lines. I was going to try to preserve them, but like this is just going to be too much. Let's delete all three of these lines. Okay, new lines. Okay, so that is our green and our red, and then our yellow line, which goes underground, we haven't done yet. I am going to work on that here in a bit, but that yellow line is going to then connect to our future airport. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this run for a bit. Let's just get the trains moving. I'm going to do a little troubleshooting and detailing, and then we'll just jump back in once everything is running correctly. All right, guys, so I'm finally done with the detailing. So now we're just going to kind of ride along. Look, there's Cardona City with our new train lines. It has actually helped out with traffic some. I do still have some more work to do in both the detailing of these lines, as well as like this station I didn't do much detailing on. There's still so much we could do here, as well as some traffic fixes, but I'm really happy with how this has all turned out so far. And these train lines are so active. I ended up increasing the number we had on each to 7 trains per line. That way there was always a train kind of arriving in the station when Mom was leaving. And I think that has really helped out. And even I'm happy that these ferries don't like ram into the supports of this bridge, but having the 2 train lines here, like this has been amazing for the traffic over here. There is some traffic over in this spot because I reworked this highway. I need to re-add an exit into the highway over here with the bridge. I don't know if you can see my cursor kind of swinging around over here to the left, but we're now going to find our way into, like, all this needs detailing, but we're going to find our way into the city here shortly. And just for now, I quickly threw down a road and some power lines for the university stop. And I actually am not sure if many people use it just yet. There's not too much there. Once I go ahead and add in, little camera jump. Once I go ahead and add in the stadium, this particular station is going to have so much more use. But for right now, man, it's really jumping around. Right now, there's not a whole lot going on. We've got one person. Does anybody get off? A few people get off. But as you can see, I even just put like a cheap road. That way I remember like all of that can be moved and changed around. None of that is final. But now here, we're going to cross on into the main area of our downtown. We've added in a bunch of new business and a set of new offices here just to support this large train area we have. And I feel like this really finishes out the transportation for this area in a way that we didn't have before. So let's go ahead and back out of this actually and jump. All right, this one just left the station. Let's go ahead and ride this one too, only because I want you guys to see how this looks. look at that. And here's our final stop here next to these beautiful farms. Guys, I think that's where we're going to leave this part here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this part, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment about what you think about our updated train lines and if there's any changes we should make. All right, guys, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.